Planning a party is supposed to be fun, but managing all the RSVPs and invites and attendees and group chats can be a total chore, which is where Apple's Invites app comes in to save the day. Want to know how to use it? Stick around, I got you covered. I'm Dylan Stewart, the MacWhisperer, and in today's video, we're going to talk all about the brand new Apple app Invites. It's an all-in-one tool that makes it easy to invite people to parties, track the attendees, and capture memories before, during, and after your event. Make sure to stick around for my MacWhisperer Power Tip, where I show you the easiest way to create a new invitation. Let's hop on over to the phone and get started. You'll see the new Apple Invites app in the lower right-hand corner of my screen right here. The Apple Invites app requires iOS 18, and you'll need to download it either from the App Store or by asking Siri to download it for you. But don't worry, when you send out your invitations, people don't need the app, they don't need to have iOS 18, and they don't even need to have an Apple device. That's right, you can even invite your Android friends. More on that in just a few moments. Let's click on the Invites app and get this party started. When you first open the app, if you haven't created or joined any invites, you're going to be greeted with a nice blank screen like this. You can create your first invite by clicking the button right here. Once you've created at least one invite, you'll use the plus button in the upper right-hand corner to create additional ones. Let's click on Create Invite. Now for this example, we're going to be planning a movie watch party. So on this screen, there's a lot of details you're going to need to put in. Let's start with the event title. Just clicking right into this space will allow you to type it up or even dictate it in. You can even use emojis to spice it up, just like this. And once you've got your title set, you can even change the font or format by clicking on any of these options here, like this one, or this one, or this one. I think I like the first one best, so let's click on that. Now let's move down to the next setting. Here we need to set the date and time. Let's click right on date and time, and down below we can choose whether it's an all-day event and whether we're going to share the end time. In my case, we're going to click on the calendar here, and we're going to put this on March 1st, starting at 6 o'clock and ending at 9 o'clock, just like that. Let's click the Done button and move on to the next setting. Now let's set our location. Clicking on the location section right here will open up this screen, allowing you to choose your current location or type in any location. And if you don't have the address, that's okay, because just typing in a few letters will help you find it using search. This movie night is going to be held at the El Capitan Theater in Hollywood. So let's click that button right there, and it's all set. Sometimes you may need to add a name for the location, just like this. When you're done with that, click the Done button in the upper right-hand corner, and it will set that location on your invite. Next up, let's add a description for this event. This is going to make it easier for the people we invite to know what we're doing and what they can expect. Let's click on Add a Description here. Here you can put any information you'd like to add about the event, and you can type it or you can dictate it. But if you've got Apple Intelligence, which is available on the iPhone 15 Pro and later, you can double-click in this space and go straight to Writing Tools and let Apple Intelligence write your invite for you, just like this. Let's come down to Compose, and I'll dictate in what I'm looking for. I'm inviting my friends to an awesome movie watch party on Hollywood Boulevard. Create a simple, clean invite. You don't need date, time, or my name in the invite. Keep it fun and include lots of emojis. Once you've typed up your prompt, click the arrow on the right side in order to process it. Apple Intelligence will go to work coming up with an amazing description for your event. Here we go. Join us for an epic movie night on Hollywood Boulevard. Snacks and drinks will be flowing. Bring your fun vibes. See you there. Excitement is guaranteed. Popcorn is optional. That's an awesome description, and I didn't have to write it. Let's click Done, and click Done at the top up here. Now, all of that information is in the description so that your invitees know exactly what to expect from your party. Scrolling down just a little farther, you'll see that there's a weather section that shows you the weather for that location and that date. A little farther down, and we've got a map to that location. But now we get into the fun part. Here we have the option of adding a shared album and a shared playlist to this event. Shared albums and shared playlists can allow you to share your photos and collect photos from all of the attendees, and can also allow you to share your music, and your attendees can even add additional music into the playlist. To use the shared album or the shared playlist, your attendees will need an Apple ID. So those Android users might have to sign up for a free Apple ID or miss out on your albums and playlists. Let's click the Create Album button right down here. This automatically uses the name of the event to create a shared album in your photo library. You can change the title if you need to, but if you like the way it's written out, click the Done button in the upper right-hand corner. In just a few moments, it adds that shared album into this invite, making it available for anyone who attends. But to get things started off on the right foot with a photo album, I always recommend adding at least one photo yourself so that all of the attendees know it's okay to add their photos. Let's click the Add Photos button, which opens up my photo library. Here I've got a perfect picture of a movie-themed puzzle my wife and I completed that's perfect to add to this album. Let's select it and click the Add button in the upper right-hand corner. Once you've selected and shared your photos into the album, you'll see this screen which wants confirmation that you want to add these into the shared album. Down below, you'll see a comments section that you can use to prompt other attendees to add their photos as well. And when you're ready, click the Post button in the upper right-hand corner. Immediately, that shared album is available for any attendees. Scrolling down just a little bit lower, we can also add a shared playlist. This can make it easy for you to have a playlist for a party that everybody can add their favorite songs to. Click the Add Playlist button, and it will open up your Apple Music, where you can point it to any one of your playlists in order to add that to the invite. We're going to add our cocktail party to the invite. When you share that playlist, it will prompt you to add it and have collaboration capability, meaning people can add different songs and reorganize them, or just add the playlist by itself and people can hear the songs in the order you put them in. In this case, let's add and collaborate. Much more fun that way. And here we've got our playlist available, our photo album available, and all of the other information for this invite, but we're missing one piece. Up at the top, you'll see a section that says Add Background, and this can add some color, personality, and flair to your invite. Clicking on the Add Background button will give you several options. You can go into your Photos library and grab any picture you want. You can grab your camera and take a photograph. Or you can add one of the pre-configured emoji backgrounds, like this one here. Clicking on the Edit Background button will allow you to change or remove your background. Maybe we want something a little more like this one right here. That looks like movie time, but there's still more options. Let's click Edit again, and let's now go back to changing the background. Let's take a look at some of these photographic backgrounds here. Maybe we like one with the balloons or the bubbles. But if you don't like any of the backgrounds you see, no problem, because you can create your own. Let's click Edit Background and Change Background. But this time, up at the top, we're going to use Apple Intelligence to help us out again. Clicking on Image Playground right here opens you up into a screen where you can add any prompts in to create an automatic image. It takes the title as a default and creates images based on the title, but we can do better than that. Let's add lots of cats. And let's also add movie premiere. And you know what we're missing? That's right, we're missing sunglasses. What's a movie premiere without some cool sunglasses? And just like that, we get some images that are perfect for our background. Let's see, maybe this one? That's perfect. It's exactly what I want. Let's click the Done button in the upper right-hand corner to set it as our background. And now we've got a perfect invite with an awesome background, a beautiful title, the date and time is set, the location is set, the description is right here. We can see the weather, the directions to the location, our shared album, and our shared playlist. We're now ready to go to the next step where we get to send our invite. Let's click the Preview button in the upper right-hand corner to make sure everything looks good. This is what other people will see when they click on your invite. There's an easy place for them to RSVP. They've got the description information and everything else right there. If it looks good, click the Next button in the upper right-hand corner. If you need to change something, click the Back button in the upper left-hand corner. I think I'm pretty good with this one. Let's click Next. It takes a moment to prepare your invite, and then you're ready to share it. And there's two different ways that you can share your invite. You can just create a public link, and you can use that public link to invite anyone via text, via email, via Facebook or Instagram. It's easy to do, and you can use the little buttons here to send it as a message, or to email it, or to just copy the link so you can share it elsewhere. Down below, there's an option called Approve Guests. If you've created a public link and you're going to put it in a lot of places, you may want to turn this on so you have the opportunity to decline guests if you don't want them coming. Scrolling down a little further is a different way to do it, where you're inviting people on an individual basis. To invite someone individually, click where it says Choose a Guest and press right on that plus button. It'll open up your address book where you can find anybody in your address book to invite. Or if someone's not in your address book, you can click here to add a new guest and put in their information and send them the invite. If your party's with people that you know really well, it's easier to just come in and pick their names and invite them right here. All their information is already inside your address book, and you can invite this person via text or email, and you can still share the link. But if you're inviting a lot of people, it's much easier to just use the public link. So in this case, I'm going to invite my buddy Reggie to movie night by clicking the Messages button. It opens up text message with the invite, and all I have to do is address it and click Send. And just like that, Reginald will get this invite in his text. Hey Reggie, let's see what your phone looks like. All right, Reggie handed me his phone. Let's step into his text messages right here. There's the invite right in our text message chain. Now let's click on this invite. Remember, if your guest has already installed Apple Invites, clicking on the invitation will open it up in the Invites app. But if he doesn't have the Invites app, or if he's on an Android phone, it will open up a browser to the iCloud Invites page in order for you to RSVP. Let's click on it and see what happens. It opened it right up for us, and here we can see that he's been invited to an awesome movie party. Right down here it says View Invitation. Let's click on that. Here we see our background, our details, whoever else has been invited and accepted our invite. We'll see the information about the description, the weather, the maps, the photos, and everything. Let's mark him as going. As soon as we do that, on my phone, I'll get a notification that Reggie has accepted my invite and is coming to the party. And right here, there's even a place where Reggie can send a message to me as the host. He can type in anything that he wants to know, like, what movie are we going to see? Once you've RSVP'd and added any messages, you click the Submit button in the upper right-hand corner here, and I will get an alert that Reggie has accepted my invite and has a message for me. Now, as we scroll a little further down on this invite, we'll find the Photos album. Remember, your guests will need an Apple ID to view and add things into the Photos album. Clicking Join Album right here will sign him right in using his Apple ID. And here we'll see all the pictures that were added into that event. By clicking Add Photos and clicking on the Upload to the Cloud icon in the upper right-hand corner here, Reggie can go into his photo library and add any pictures he likes into this shared album, just like that. Let's click the X button to get out of the photo album. And right down below there, we've got our shared playlist. And because Reggie signed in with his Apple ID, it's ready for him. Clicking on any song will open up the entire playlist inside of his Apple Music, where he can look at the different songs and even add his own ones in. Easy and simple. And up at the top of the invites, you'll see this little calendar icon. Clicking on that calendar icon will allow your guests to add all the details for your party to their calendar so that they're on time and ready for fun. Let's click the Add to Calendar button down at the bottom and confirm it with the Done button. That's now saved in Reggie's calendar so that I know that he has all the information he needs for this party. And that's what it looks like to receive an Apple invite. Now let's hop back over to my phone and let me show you how to manage an invite once you've created it. Here we are with our invite right in front of us. If we scroll down just a little bit, we'll see that Reginald is going. Anytime someone says yes or no, they'll get added into this section here. And right here it says, what movie are we seeing? So I know that he's asking a question. I can respond by coming up to the top and clicking where it says Send a Note. Whenever you send a note, anyone who's accepted that invite will find that note in their email, in their text, or in the Apple Invites app, depending on their settings. Clicking Send Note sends that out to everyone and makes it easy to know what movie we're seeing. From this screen, you can also invite additional guests. Simply click that button right there and copy your public link or manually invite anyone you want. And in addition to all of that, if you come down into the attendees section right here and click on it, you'll see the RSVPs for everyone who's replied. And you can even click the three dots on the right side of any person and allow that person to invite other guests to your party by simply clicking that button. Reggie will get a notification and he can copy that same link and share it with his friends to invite them to our movie party. Let's click the X button up here. So as you can see, the Apple Invites app makes it so easy to plan a party. So what do you think? You ready to plan your next party using the Invites app? That's amazing. Before you do, I want to share my MacWhisperer Power Tip all about how to easily create additional invites. If you got great value from this video, do me a favor, give it a thumbs up. That makes it so much easier for other people to find this video and get that same value. And if you've got a question, a comment, or you'd like to invite me to a party, drop it into the comments section. I love to hear from you guys. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, here's an invitation for you. Open that little envelope up, click that subscribe button and that notify bell so that you're always alerted whenever I drop new content. And with that being said, you're invited to a very special event. That's right, it's time for the Power Tip. So you guys are in luck. I'm not just going to share one power tip. I've got a couple of them here for you back to back. First off, I'd like to show you what it looks like for an Android user to receive one of these invites. My brother-in-law has an Android phone, so I invited him to this event. And first off, you can see that he got the invite just like everyone else did right in their text messages. When he clicked on it, it opened him up to iCloud where he could see the details of the event just like this. He needed to verify his email address first. He put in his email and he was sent a 6-digit code, which he verified right here. Once he did that, he was set and ready to RSVP. It's a few extra steps, but it's not a huge problem. Now, fortunately, my brother-in-law has an old Apple ID. Even though he's on an Android phone, he used to have an iPod, so he's got an Apple ID, which he used to sign in and see the photo albums and the music playlist, which he was super excited about. And he even added some of his own photos into the photo album. So it's not that complicated to share this to an Android user. It still works, but it is a couple steps more for the Android user. How does it look for you to accept an invite? Well, Reggie invited me to a separate invitation here. Let's come into my text messages, and you'll see that I've been invited to Hamilton at the Pantages. Awesome play. I'm going to click on this invite right here. It opens up into the Invites app because I've got that, and I can click the View Invitation, confirm that I'm going. I can send a quick note to him, just like that. And as I scroll down, I can see that he took my advice and added photos into the shared album for me. We can see pictures from Hamilton right here. And going just a little further down, he even shared the Hamilton soundtrack as a playlist so I can hear the songs before watching the performance on stage. It's awesome, and I can even hit the little calendar button here so that I can add this event directly to my calendar. Which brings us to our final power tip. Sometimes you create events that are reoccurring events. They happen again and again and again, and you don't really want to have to recreate the invite every time. No problem, you don't have to. Come to the last instance of that invitation and open it up. Then click on the three dots in the upper right-hand corner, and right here you'll see the option to quickly duplicate your invite. One button click, and all of the information will get copied over to a new event, allowing you to change the date and time. Come in here. This one's going to be in April. And all the other information is preset and ready. Be aware that when you do create a new invitation, you will need to reshare the album or the playlist if you want to have it in this event. It doesn't duplicate that information, but it duplicated everything else, from the background image to the title to the location, making it easy for me to click preview, click next, and set up my next invitation in just a couple of clicks. So that's what we've got for today's video, all about Apple Invites. I hope you learned a ton, but remember, there's always more to learn. Check out this video over here for even more amazing Apple tips and tricks. I'm Dylan Stewart, the Mac Whisperer, and I'll see you at your next party if you send me the invite. Or in the comments, whatever you prefer. See you later.